Chaotically Nerdy is made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults for adults and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And me, Ashley.
And me, Jamie.
5 again. We're going to have 5 until the end of this first batch of secret levels.
Yeah.
2 more episodes, guys. Get through this one and get through the next one.
Yeah,
and
then you won't have to hear Jamie for at least 6 months. Probably.
Unless Jamie wants to come for the last batch of secret levels.
That's true. Could. I also have plans for anime episodes. I
was also going to, and still be doing an anime episode in like 2 months.
We're probably going to have to in like 2 months because I think we're running out of stuff to watch.
Well, I have a suggestion that's already been done, but it is, in fact, also an anime.
Yeah. That didn't change anything.
Yeah. No, it is also, in fact, an anime.
So this week, we're going to do Secret Level. Again, we're going to do our episode 1, quote unquote.
Secret level.
Where we go into detail about the first 3 episodes of Secret Level.
So if you listen to last week's episode, each of the following secret levels, meaning this one and the next, I believe we got 3?
2.
So there are 6.
No.
There are 6 total episodes that are going to be released for Secret Tunnel, for Secret Level.
So 4.
So this one and the next 4.
The introduction, we've got 1 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 10 through 12, and then 13 through 15. Yeah.
So from this one until the end, it will have 3 episodes per our release.
Smashed in there.
And again, Ashley made the script.
And this will be absolutely loaded with spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, they're not real long episodes. Just go watch them first.
Yeah. I literally watched the first 6 in about an hour.
It's
Yeah.
not
today.
long. It doesn't take long.
So
Maybe an hour and a half.
I actually took the time and wrote down all of the lengths for all of the different episodes. So if you look up at the top where it says Dungeons and Dragons: The Queen's Cradle, it's 16 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's with credits too.
And the next one is Sifu, and it's only 8 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they vary pretty hard.
Sifu actually 8? I thought it was longer than that.
No.
Oh, it's short.
It's 8.
I knew it was short. It's 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's 8 if you took away the
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay, I got you.
If you take away
Gotcha.
the credits and the
Intro,
yeah.
So the 16-minute might be with the credits taken away.
No,
as
that's IMDb's credited it for 16 minutes.
well. Okay.
That's why I was confused.
I
as to
might
why-
have just rounded up.
You're like, I don't know.
Yes.
Fucking 16 minutes. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
close enough.
Whatever.
What was that, Ethan? Oh, him fucking with the... Hey,
What the fuck?
why did you just go full Peter Griffin?
That's good. That was good. I appreciate it.
I don't know.
Ooh, piece of candy.
If we had a box somewhere, you bet your ass I would put some candy on the ground.
And you know for a fact, I'd fucking grab it.
Yep.
And he just put a piece of candy in the
Now-
top of the record.
He literally
Watch
just
him
ate a
do
piece
it.
Yeah.
Okay, either way.
Also, on each episode, I wanted to mention that on each episode, there's only like a handful of voice actors.
Yeah.
Because there's only usually a handful, if not one character
That talks.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them are famous, and a lot of them are not super famous.
Yeah.
Right. But some of them are.
And some of them should be more famous than they are.
I think the ones that have the most voice actors is Dungeons and Dragons or Playtime.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Everything else
that
is
makes
like
sense.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
So speaking of voice actors, the first episode is the Dungeons and Dragon one. We've already said it's 16 minutes. The characters are Solon, who plays Noah Manzor.
Who's played by Noah Manzor.
Played by.
Sorry, said that backwards.
Yep.
Who is a cleric.
Which we don't know at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's kind of a...
Because that's the kid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the guy who's covered in scars that takes on Tiamat's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Mora, who is played by Madeline Knight. She's a paladin. Is that the orc?
Yeah,
Right.
she's the half orc.
No,
No,
no.
she's not orc, she's a
she's
Goliath.
Goliath.
She's
Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the half orc is the druid.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's the big bitch.
It's been like a week since I've watched this episode, and because they're so short,
Salon is human.
yeah,
Also,
I knew that
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Tally, who is played by Laura Woolwind, is a gnome wizard.
Or a sorcerer.
I think the name. I feel like
Some
the name
sort of
Tally
spell.
gives the gnome part away.
I think
It's hard.
wizard.
It's hard. No, it's hard to tell because.
Well, she has a spell book.
Well,
That's why I think
we'll
wizard.
get to why it's
Yeah.
hard to tell. Okay.
Yep.
Because did you write? Did we have
I
that?
did, yeah, it's
Okay,
in
we
the
do have
notes.
that down.
And
Because
then
I want to get into minutia because we know D&D.
yeah, then Luzum, I think is how you say that. Maybe Luzum.
Bosom probably maybe.
Is played by Delroy Atkinson. He is a dwarven monk. Ohakal is played by Umalisa Gahiga, who is a half-orc druid. And Oriel is played by Paul Ridley, and he is a gold dragon.
Any voice actors you recognize?
No.
I don't.
I didn't recognize
That's
anybody in
They're
this one.
strange, and they did pretty good.
Yeah.
They really did. Which it's a short, so it's not like you
It's
gotta...
only, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, still they
To
have
be
to
fair,
emote.
they probably have the most acting to do out of
Yeah.
almost any of the other episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
I thought the Laura Woolwind did a really good job.
Yeah.
She got some
Yeah.
emotion in there.
For no more than what she spoke.
Probably a handful of lines, maybe
Yeah.
10 lines, maybe max.
Yeah.
10.
I don't think
She did really good getting that character across.
very untrusting.
Yeah. well,
No.
yeah.
Apparently there was a dragon in the stars. I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Did
It's at
anybody
the
else?
very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it opens up, as the
It's
sky
the
opens
classic
up.
D&D red dragon
Yep.
face. Yeah. It's
Yep.
in the stars.
I
to
didn't see
watch
it
it.
at first, and he actually rewound it. He's like, "Did you see it?" And I was like, "See what?" And he was
I
like,
saw
"The
it.
dragon in the stars." And I,
I saw it
went, "Nope."
immediately.
I'll have to
I was
rewatch
like,
it.
ooh, Dargan.
Scar person? Question mark.
Yeah, I wasn't
Scars or
sure.
tattoos?
I wasn't sure at first if they were scars or tattoos. Like, you know how people can get like the scarification
Yeah.
tattoos on their body,
Yeah.
or they're not really tattoos. It's literally just scarification. I wasn't sure if it was intentionally done scarification, which wouldn't surprise me in a D&D world at all, because there's a whole range of people, or if it was like some sort of like scar that he couldn't deal with, or if it was a tattoo on his face. Like I sat there and was like, is he okay? What's going on with him? Why does he look like that?
Somebody read the next one because I'm looking something up.
Interesting animation werewolf transformation. That is not it.
It's
Well,
not
it
a
was
we-
turning into a boar.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I was
That
trying to look
is
up.
To be
the
fair,
first thing I'd say.
I think it's because of
not necessarily not lycanthrope.
the tusk,
Yeah, the
was
way
a
the
tusk.
and the protrusion of the snout, and you're like,
But
Yes.
that was a druid turning into
Yeah.
a wild shape form.
I think you really only see it
but-
after it like goes down and like shoots out.
it like it squats down.
but
and
that
that's when you
also
see the tusk.
depends on what
yeah, could be
what
werebore.
it could be, but
It's
it could depend also because of the druid. If we're talking like second edition,
Yeah.
they have the Avenger druids, which are using lycanthropy. So it depends. It's probably just druid turning into a giant boar.
Yeah.
That is, I did have to watch that twice. I couldn't remember off the top of my head if it was a bear or a boar, but I knew it wasn't a werewolf per
thing.
se.
I wasn't 100% sure what it was. This was just my in the moment writing notes.
Yeah.
I did the exact same
Yep.
thing when I first seen it. I said, "Holy shit, a werewolf!" And then I had to back up for some reason. I think I missed something, so I just restarted the whole episode.
There's
since
no
it was so
explanation
short.
on the show.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
True.
I mean,
And it happens so fast; it's easy
yeah,
to miss.
it would probably be. I will say this episode is probably a lot more interesting to people who know about
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, oh yeah, I know what's happening. But if you have literally no background in D&D,
Like,
you're
what
like,
the-
what the fuck is going
that?
on?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
as somebody who has very little experience in D&D, I did sit there and go, what the fuck was going on? But at the same time, it was easy enough for me to follow and understand what the fuck was happening.
The story is not overly
No,
complicated.
it's
No, it's pretty straightforward. Dragons and a lich.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know if that was supposed to be any famous lich we know, like Aesirach or...
I don't know.
No.
It's hard to say because this whole story is
has-
loosely based on Tyranny of Dragons, and Aesirach does have
Yeah.
a lot to do with Tyranny of Dragons, so it could be, but
There's not enough detail really to be.
it's not sure.
Yeah.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this
This
lich.
I'm skipping the one with the gnome wizard because that's just saying what all they are.
Yep.
Tiamat, the sacrifice Tiamat / Well of Dragons.
Yeah, so Ethan actually wanted me to post this up on here because he wanted to talk about the Well of Dragons for a second. Because,
He's like, I have to remember
He
this.
said I did.
yeah, because I didn't quite understand exactly what was going on, but you did. You understood better than I did. This goes back to the statement that he just made. Where
Well, I
if
mean,
you're if you know the lore, it's easier to follow.
I mean, I don't know about the Well of Dragons. The Tyranny of Dragons is a campaign.
Yeah.
No. You told me to
The
look
Well of
up-
Dragons is a in-world place in Faerun
Yeah.
of the Forgotten Realms.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. I don't know a lot about it, just because dragons aren't particularly my favorite thing in Dungeons and Dragons. So it's
He prefers the dungeons.
if I would have saw Well of Dragons, I'd have been like, scroll. And
It's not the sex dungeons. I can promise you that.
wow,
Wow.
wow. Guess I'll just go home then, alone.
Somebody cast Liamon's tiny hut,
Yeah.
which was neat to see.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean all the spells are technically they are from Dungeons and
Oh, yeah,
Dragons.
And
absolutely.
they're
you
probably
can tell.
pretty recognizable if you know what you're looking at.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for one.
Which I want to talk to you
Yeah,
about.
we're
Yeah.
like-
The Mara, the paladin, used to kill innocent people, and now she has the holy symbol of Helm.
Does it Helm?
It is. It's the hand.
She talked about it, I thought, didn't
I
she?
thought she
the-
said Torn, but I don't.
I think she did.
I swear she said Torn.
I don't remember Torm.
I swear she said Torn.
I think she did.
Yeah.
Oh no. Helm is the fist.
Yeah.
And Torm is the open hand. Yeah, because the open hand the other way facing is Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is Torm,
Dragons in hot pursuit because they're getting followed by dragons as they're running away.
which makes sense because Torm is the redemption. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Riding to a temple, concentration to open said door.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what spell it was that they were actually using to open up the door.
Open Sesame.
It's not really a spell. It's a function of
Just,
probably if you're in the if you were playing this campaign, it would probably be like an item, like the book, and you
Yeah.
just have to read from it while concentrating.
Gotcha.
That's probably how that would
Channeling.
function in D&D.
You had noted some spells that were used, multiple spells that have trickled down onto the
Yeah,
level. Like you immediately picked up on Wind Wall.
yeah, that one was
That one
pretty
was
clear.
awesome.
Very
Water
obvious.
wall.
It was
but
pretty
with
cool.
wind.
Windwall looks much cooler than it actually functions in D&D.
That is true.
Kind of, but it also functions exactly the same.
Yeah,
And then
no,
it
it's
does, but it also looks way cooler.
It was
Yeah.
just more effective.
yeah.
it just looks way cooler than what I imagined. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a fart in the wind. I don't know, but
You think it's
You're
like-
like tossing people off the fucking bridge.
yeah,
You're
but then
like,
it's
oh,
like
cool.
a tornado. That was pretty cool.
A fart in the wind.
The
yet
Lich
Aelstrom
cast
lives.
Ice Storm.
Yeah.
So
Or
it could be clone
Ice
code.
No,
It wasn't Ice Knife,
It
but-
was not because
but-
it was an area of effect
Yeah.
that was much bigger than 5x5.
I think it would
for us,
absolutely be Ice Storm.
It'd been, I was like, oh, Ice Knife. It could have been.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
have been Ice Knife, but it was way too.
but it
many
wasn't
uses.
casted by a friendly person.
Yeah, that's true.
Near
It was
another
not
friendly
friendly
person.
fire.
Now, this is where the argument for the gnome actually being a sorcerer will come in.
Yeah.
because she did that big cone of flame
Yeah, and it's either the damage transformation
from sorcerer,
or it's a spell extension meta magic from sorcerer.
which is why I think that it's sorcerer.
Maybe she's both. I don't know. Maybe.
It
she
could be
multi-class.
both, but that's a terrible choice. Never do that in D&D.
Not
Yeah.
if it's a low, like a little dip. Get the meta magics.
Get them toes
Quicken
in there.
spell, extend spell.
Yeah, but you don't have enough sorcery points to do shit
Little
with.
sweat.
You got
toes.
for one. You got like one shot.
Yeah, you got one shot to do it with, and that's not worth it. If you're gonna do that, just go full bore.
Kind of nice.
James is saying, sweaty gnome toes. It's kind of disturbing.
Why?
It is. There's an ancient gold dragon who is lawful good, gregarious, wants to take the blood curse upon himself.
Oh yeah, there's no way that could go wrong.
Yeah, no way whatsoever. A dragon
Like, you
goes,
dumb bitch.
I'm better than everybody else. I can handle
That's,
it.
I mean, as soon,
Well,
I was
I'm-
like, surely he's not gonna like literally take the curse. I'm like, oh no, that's
Well,
so stupid.
the thing about this, just because he's a good dragon
Doesn't mean
doesn't
he's
make him not a super egotistical creature.
That's true.
Dragons are still full of themselves
Yeah.
Vain. They're
and
very
vain. Yeah,
You also could think that he could like sense like that this was Tiamat. Like, oh,
that could be a function of the curse as well, being making dragons are oblivious to its curse
Nose
quality.
blind to the
Yeah,
dragon
or like-
curse.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, that could be a function of it too, which would be nice in the campaign because then you'd be like, oh, well, this gold dragon can save me.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
I love the way this one reads. Cool dwarf monk ability. Way of the open hand of radiant sun.
Or Radiant Sun.
Which,
I kind of assumed it was
okay.
just more of like that was how they were flavoring like
Just
using
monk.
a key
Yeah.
to like
yeah.
fury
Yeah.
of blows or
It
step
says,
of the wind.
Which is it? Is it smoke that dude's leg though?
Oh, yeah.
He did. He that leg.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And what way do you think he was following? You think it was?
I didn't really see
don't-
anything
yeah.
that like held me like either way.
No,
like,
it could
anyway.
be either one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm like he's a monk though.
Yeah, he's a monk.
That- you know that for
He's
sure.
punching.
Yeah.
He hitting dudes real hard.
The other spells.
Level 3. Counterspell.
Counterspell.
Snap.
Counterspell.
Counterspell.
You're like, God damn it. Fucking liches.
Yeah. Bat Wyvern. What the fuck is that? Kind of cool. Reminds me of a combo of gargoyles and bats. Bargheist from Warhammer. Glowing blue runes. Them fucking teeth. Imagine the bite.
Imagine.
It's cool. I don't know what
No,
creature
I
that
also
is.
was like,
I don't either.
Looks cool.
I don't think it's an actual creature unless it's from a previous edition that I just don't know.
Before, when it was like in the distance, I was like, is he fucking riding a wyvern?
Yeah,
I'm like, that would be
That's
fucking-
what I thought
that'd
it
be
was
cool.
too at first.
That's what I thought it was.
So I'm like, that's a bat.
But it
makes it
really
cool.
does look like a Vargeist from
Yeah.
Warhammer.
It
Yeah.
does.
It,
Maybe there's some crossover there.
maybe
Somehow.
I don't know.
Level 4 polymorph where liches turn into bitches, aka slugs.
yeah.
I mean, yes. That's
I'm-
also that's
I can't remember and I didn't look it up, but are undead affected by polymorph?
I don't know. It's a creature.
It's been a while since we've used polymorph.
Somebody look it up while
I'll look it
while
up.
we continue reading. Burning hands, but only a 5-foot spell. It can't be
Yeah.
fireball. So is she a sorcerer who's converting cone of cold into fire damage?
We talked about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. This is loud. Eyes change colors during the coughing scene. Chromatic change of scales from his chest,
Yeah.
which was
I just wanted,
Badass.
I wanted to just to take a second here and be and just say I was genuinely impressed watching the physiological changes on the actual dragon's body itself.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I thought it was really neat, and it took me a couple seconds to realize what was going on. I was like, "Why is his skin doing weird things?" And then I saw like the color shift and like the shimmer, and I went, "Oh shit!
Well-
oh shit!"
If you think of it, he is a metallic dragon. The opposite to a metallic dragon is a chromatic
Yeah.
dragon. If you look at his chest, whenever that's happening,
It's like-
it's actually chromatic
Yeah.
waves of color.
Yeah.
And Tiamat, who is the one that is the curse is from, is the queen of chromatic dragons. Evil chromatic dragons. And it's really interesting that they even brought that into the look of the curse. And it really plays out really interestingly.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll read this one. So it says Scarface is no longer bald Harvey Dent with a fucked up face. Also, he's a cleric conveniently.
Yeah.
Also, I had up here before, boy is human nothing. For the beginning, because I wasn't 100% sure. I was like, oh, Scarface is just kind of useless. Okay, cool. And then he turned out to be a cleric. And I
What
was
are you
like,
talking about? He's obviously a Jinchuriki.
My
He
God.
is he not?
He was.
He's Shukaku.
It's a neat meet cute
Yeah.
thing for when your character dies and you have to bring in a new character.
But just
Yeah.
my last thought for this entire thing, and I'll be the first person to say it, is I'm just saying, if they all decided to face off against Tiamat, get fucked.
Yeah.
Get fucked. There's no way they were going to win that.
The way Tiamat came out of the gold dragon though, that was really disturbing.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I kept waiting. I was like, is it just gonna like possess him
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
a bit? I was like, is it gonna possess him, or is she literally just gonna like sprout out of him like a chest burster? And I was like, oh no, it's that one.
It's the chest burster.
It's chest burster. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, it's a little tropey, but it was
cool.
it was cool.
So, IMDb has the Dungeons and Dragon episode rated at a 7.2. Well, let's go ahead and give our ratings for this one. We can give it as we go if you want to roll, Aisha.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do the 1 through 6 again.
Yeah.
It would be a 1.
That's me. I give it an 8.46.
Oddly
Yeah,
specific, but
yeah,
okay.
It was
we get
oddly
specific now for some reason.
Listen, here's why it was specific.
Why?
Because I was
I don't
between
know.
an 8.4 and an 8.6, but I didn't want to say 8.5 because that seems too generic. So I just combined the 4 and the 6.
Sure, 4.9, 5.1 could have been either one of them.
You could have
What was your score again?
8.46.
Sure.
All right. Ready? Oh. 1.
That's me.
That's you, Jarrett.
I would give it 8.25. It's good. There's not a lot of.
Meat and potatoes
Yeah.
is not there.
Yeah.
If you don't like Dungeons and Dragons, I don't think you would really care for this. You'd be like, oh,
And
cool.
I think that's why
yeah, that's probably why
it's rated higher
for us and a lot lower.
for everybody else.
Yeah,
I think having the background is helpful on this one.
It is. Because the little stuff that you see, you really appreciate. You can,
Yeah.
I'll shut up whenever somebody goes.
That's you.
ETH.
Me, I do 8.8, but that's for me. I understand that it's not for everybody. Just like Dungeons and Dragons isn't for everybody. If you don't like it, maybe
don't like it.
you should be better.
he didn't follow a fucking word.
You're 1 and 2. I'm 3 and 4.
I give like an 8.2. I don't even like talk that entire time you guys talk about that episode, but it's because I don't really know a lot about like D&D on that.
And
You know how to turn on a fucking torch.
Yeah.
I know how to fuck people over.
Bringing up the past.
Critical success on pissing
know,
Tyler off
but-
real quick.
I don't know why you blame him for that and not me.
You know,
I listen to you.
because that's why. It's that reason. He should have known better than
should he have?
to listen to the DM. Yes.
Ow.
If it would have been one of the other party members, I probably would have been like,
Why
sure.
me? Why are you?
No,
okay
no, no,
with it
no,
being me?
no. I'm saying if Jarrett at the table would have said, "You've got a torch," I would have been like, he's trying to fuck us over.
Yeah.
That's the job of the DM.
That's fair, but
Just for context,
I'm glad.
I convinced Jamie to screw over the
That
party
is-
in D&D.
okay.
No,
That is
not the
the-
party. Me and Jamie.
It was just me and him.
It was
Oh,
me, him,
yeah.
and the
Also,
boat driver.
The word
that was it.
convincing is really didn't know
It didn't take
You literally
anything.
said, "Well, you have a torch."
He said
That's
he is
all you did.
He didn't have dark vision. He was on
Lake.
on a lake in the middle of the night and it was cloudy, so there was no light. No one could have seen them
I wanted to
on
see
a boat.
We
They
had
were
a
trying
boat
to
driver.
sneak.
And
Had a boat driver who could see.
yes, and I basically he said, "Can I see?" And I said, "Well, no, you don't have dark vision." And he kind of looked dejected. And I said, "Well, you have a torch."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which
And
was
you
a
took-
terrible idea out in the open in the middle of a lake
While
When
you're trying
to
to
sneak.
escape.
at night. Yeah,
Didn't-
it's a
It
terrible
wasn't just
idea.
sneak. We were trying to escape.
Here's
we
the
had
question.
made it
Granted,
out.
I was joking.
Here's the
and
question I have to ask.
It was so good.
Here's the question I have to ask. Did we survive?
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barely.
Okay.
I definitely did because I jumped off the boat. 'cause I was-
That's
Your character didn't survive for a lot longer after that.
No, I killed because of fucking Kendall.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, it's
There
true.
was another thing that you did in that same campaign that I'm also pissed off about. Whenever he opened up whatever god
Oh
That-
yeah.
opened up
the
this
torch charging you for heals.
I don't remember that.
You killed him for it.
You murdered me.
I
killed
kill
this
You killed me
character
a
for
lot during that campaign.
We're off track.
We're way off track.
We digress.
But I'd give it like an 8.2 because like I said, I don't know like a lot was going on,
Forgot
but
we were rating.
it looked fucking cool. Watching the dragon get murdered from the inside, that was cool.
Yep. That's
Bat.
it. Bat.
Bat looked cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
back end was
You
cool.
just randomly said
So I gave it an 8.75. I think I gave it as high of a rating as I did, only because I had you sitting with me watching it, and I would be like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Hey, what the fuck is that? Hey, what the fuck is that? And having the ability to dip into the lore well of knowledge helped considerably for me, and why I liked it as much as I did.
I think a longer form, like an actual show,
Sure.
where they can actually sort of explain things out instead of throwing a whole bunch of stuff at you, would be a lot easier for people to pick up on.
Yeah.
I think
It'd be more accessible that
It
way.
is harder whenever they can't explain what the
Yeah.
characters are, what they're doing.
I honestly think that this episode, the secret level episode, would make an excellent like prologue episode. Like, oh shit, Tiamat's here. We need to face off against Tiamat. The entire party gets wiped.
Well, they're going to have to pick new characters because they're
Kind of.
obviously dead.
Kind of like Vox Machina at
Yeah,
the beginning, where
obviously.
they had their characters all picked out and they all died.
Bahamut
Intervenes.
intervenes. Yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah. No, fuck off.
Yeah.
bitch.
But I'm just saying it would make for
And
a
then they have to
really
go
interesting.
track down Tiamat and kill her.
There's so much clarification involved that, yeah, I could see that. That's probably... With the Bahamut thing, I don't think I need to clarify that. That's a lot of lore. Yeah. But just to say that Tiamat is a god and they'd be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So now we get to move on to episode 2, which is Sifu, It Takes a Life, which we already kind of talked about. It's roughly 10 minutes long. You include credits, probably 8. First question is, have you played? Jamie's the only one here that has. We talked about that in the last
I've played
episode.
it a fucking lot.
And then did any of the other of us know anything about it before
No.
going into it?
Nope.
Very little.
I didn't know anything.
Oh.
So the characters, the child main character is played by Ray Lim. I'm assuming MC's main character.
MC is main character.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I figured. The young main character is played by Perry Shin. The old main character is played by Ping Wu.
Ping Woo.
There's a character named Lee that is played by Lydia Look. A character named Sean, played by Nelson Lee. And a thug, played by Fyodor Chen.
That means Lee must be the old lady.
Yeah, I
The
would
one
assume so.
making-
Whatever.
Dumplings.
Dumplings?
Yeah, dumplings.
Yeah.
Japan, question mark.
That's China.
No, definitely not Japan.
Okay,
China.
so we weren't 100% sure because of the opening imagery, and I was just like, I know that it's Eastern Asian
Yeah.
at some point, and I was like, I'm not 100% sure which one.
Sifu, Chinese, Sensei, Japanese.
Okay.
Very easy.
As we go down, there's
Never remember
another
that.
comment, I think, about the actual place where it is.
Where is it?
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get
It's
to
just
it.
in China. They don't say what
don't
city
say?
it's in.
Okay.
It's just in China.
60 years making dumplings.
Beijing.
Dim sum.
Because
Dim sum.
dim sum, yeah.
dim sum
he-
dumplings.
Yeah, it's dim sum. That's a type of dumpling.
Didn't
Well,
know
because
that.
if you notice, the dumplings that they got were bao dumplings, which are
Yeah.
more of a sweetbread dumpling.
Gotcha. Didn't know that either.
They're
No.
very good.
They're fantastic,
Oh, they're great.
especially like pork bao. Perfect.
They had some. I recently went to Vegas and I went to Bacchanal in Caesar's Palace, and they had dim sum there, and it was phenomenal.
They have like dim sum soup dumplings where they actually put like the whole thing of soup and dumplings, and it's fucking perfect.
Next up is Thug Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is
Basically what it was.
Which is a reason why, if like 2 comments down, I was like nightclub to pick a fight with the Yakuza because I wasn't 100% sure.
I mean,
Because again, I went in thinking, oh,
it's a similar thing.
it's like a triad conglomerate.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're not. They're like triads, have their own gangs, kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like a set of people.
So I just had the wrong culture.
It's
is
very
essentially
similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
This, I don't remember jack shit about this episode about, besides the killing. Because, like, that's a horrifying scene, watching your dad die and then being caught by him. I don't know.
Also, it wasn't his dad. It was his,
No, it was his dad.
Was it his
It
dad?
says his dad,
No,
yeah.
I thought it was Sifu. That's
No,
why.
it was their Sifu,
Oh,
his
there.
dad.
Got you.
So the long-haired guy you see in the scene,
Yeah.
he's the main bad guy of it all.
Yeah.
He killed their dad. He was trained by the
The
dad.
one with his face all wrapped up.
No. That's Sean. He's the first level you fight in the game.
Oh,
He's second level. There was one that had like really long hair that you see.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually killed the dad.
Gotcha.
Or the-
Gotcha.
They'll kill you. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's a fade to black. Then, like we said, the nightclub to pick a fight. Breaking bones and then getting your shit rocked by a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the point. So again, going into this episode, I had no idea what the fuck Sifu was, and I was like, "Oh, why does he have more facial hair?" And Ethan's like, "Keep watching," and I was like, "What do you mean, keep watching?" And then he died no less than fucking 3 times, and I was like, "Okay, but why does he keep getting more facial hair?" He's like, "The facial hair leads to power," and I was like, "That's okay."
So the set of it is in Sifu in the game itself, when you're young, you can do more abilities, you can do more cool shit, you can kick chairs, fight people faster, do shit like that. But you're weaker. Your punches aren't as strong. As you get older, your punches hit harder, but you can't do as much.
And you have less health.
Yes, you have less health, but you hit harder. You're more tactful. You can do better blocks, do different stuff like that you can't do when you're younger.
Oh, it's a low health build. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
I just want to point out that if that's the case, then he got his shit kicked in quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite often.
It's essentially how
It's also like kind of a roguelike.
it is a roguelike.
Yeah.
It's the mechanic on how you learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it's built up.
Yeah.
This was the least memorable episode.
We talked
for
about
me.
pretty much every single point during that. The talisman broke, more facial hair, and now he's Bruce Lee level. Still not fully Chuck Norris level.
Just kidding. Because literally, as I was typing that, he died again. And I was like, just fucking kidding. Never mind.
Yeah. The old man versus the Yakuza boss. And then they fought, which makes sense because this is like a whole fighting episode.
Yeah.
Sweet old woman meets young old man for sweet reunion of enjoyment of simple things. Just the way that reads.
It was when when he goes back to the restaurant.
The dumplings.
Yeah.
The way as a whole, like the episode's set up, is very much like callback to a lot of old school martial arts films. Like the hallway scene in the show and in the game is very like old boy style, like the old boy fight scene, and it's just it feels very nostalgic, I guess you'd say, to like classic kung fu movies, especially the scene where he's like dead, but he sees all of his past lives and whatnot, and they like tell him like, "Hey, look out! Like he's about to get his shit rocked," and basically he's fighting through, and he dies multiple times in that scene.
Yeah.
To go through the different bodies and whatnot.
Here's my thing though with like the age progression thing is what the fuck, they fell in love. Also,
No, it's not. It's not love. It's an Eastern philosophy thing.
Okay.
That it revolves around. It revolves around when it's appreciating people for doing things as perfectly as possible, even the most minor things.
He's like 20, I think.
I just want to point out that
I
James.
definitely did not get love out of it.
I wasn't supposed to.
I
I did. I did get love out of it.
Well,
James made our script because I wrote, "What the fuck,
There's a name for
LMFAO."
that
He's like James's age.
I don't think I was supposed to be here when that was written, so
No.
yeah.
No,
that was
but
written
you were gonna get
before-
discussed.
Yeah, there you go.
And last question before reviews. Does this episode make you want to play the game? No.
Doesn't make me not want to play it.
I just
I'll
don't.
probably buy it again for my PlayStation.
I like that you're still rolling. Are you jumping into ratings or
yes,
Well, yeah. No. Would you watch it?
would
Or
you
play it.
Play
Would
it.
you play it? Yeah.
No, but not because of the episode. I don't like roguelikes.
Fucking hard.
I think we all pretty much said no besides James.
No, I didn't. After watching this, I'd be way more likely to play it.
I played it on release.
The mechanic doesn't seem uninteresting.
Yeah.
It's as interesting as Assassin's Creed mechanics are, which are not that interesting anymore after
7 years.
the 4th or 5th one. I mean, I was done. So,
Okay, let's move on to the reviews. So IMDb has a 7.4 out of 10 on it.
2. Jared.
I'll go 7.5.
Okay. 3. That would be me. I gave it a 6.8. It wasn't my favorite. I'm not a big kung fu person, so for me it wasn't that interesting. And like I said, I think it was the least memorable episode that we watched on the whole thing.
That's gonna show up. That noise is gonna show up.
It has every time you've done it.
My bad. My bad, dog.
4. That would be
1, 2, Ethan.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I give it a flat 7. It's not that I didn't like it. It's this that it doesn't pique my interest as much as some of the others.
Also, there's just like not a lot there.
There's not a lot of. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot of substance.
Yeah.
I liked it all right.
James.
I give it an 8. But I grew up on movies like The Raid, Old Boy, Game of Death,
Kung Pao
Kung
and
Fu.
Kung Pao Into the Fist.
I would not
Warriors
label
of
this
Virtue.
as kung fu by
Or
any
just,
stretch of the
just a
imagination.
martial arts action movie.
I would not.
And martial
I
arts
want to know
action
why
sequence.
you don't think it. Like it's literally.
It doesn't feel like martial arts because he's not doing martial arts. He's just stabbing some people with a knife.
I agree with that.
I still stand
And
by.
there's no forms.
I still stand by Warriors of Virtue being the best of the shitty movies that we watched by a long shot.
Yeah.
Because fuck Lucy.
I would not label
Carl
this as kung
Weathers.
fu by any stretch of the imagination. It's just an action thing. As much kung fu as John Wick is kung fu.
It's gun fu.
That's literally the name. The genre of John Wick is gun fu. So
Yeah.
that's guns and kung fu together. Therefore, martial art movie.
I wouldn't say it's not martial arts. I'd just say that it's not kung fu.
Yeah, I would say not kung fu.
Kung fu-
martial art movie though.
Kung
to me.
fu movie.
Definitely.
You know what I think of? I think of Bruce
Sure.
Lee. I think of Jet Li. I think of Jackie Chan.
Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think of stuff like this. I don't think of John Wick.
To me, this is a martial arts movie. Like
Yeah.
it has
Yeah,
martial
sure.
arts in it.
And like it obviously, like I said, The Raid, but it's not like The Raid good, but it's still fantastic.
I'm the last one to review, I think.
Continue.
6.7. Like I said on the episode before, this was my least favorite. It didn't grip me.
Yeah, I'm
and
with you.
Just
I
not-
was biased. That's why mine's so high.
Yeah.
I rated it 7 and not like 6, like you guys,
Yeah.
you two did, because it had dim sum, and I liked dim sum.
It's fair.
I could eat something.
It made me hungry for dim sum, and I didn't get any, so it's fine.
And then on to episode 3. We're going to talk about New World, the once and future king. It's 15 minutes long.
It should have been named New
And
World, and yet Aelstrom
It should have
lives.
just been named New
And
World
yet.
and yet.
Yes.
You just leave the rest
Period.
of it for.
Have you played New World?
Fuck no.
Have you played You haven't. No.
No, I've watched you play.
I think you're the only one that's played.
Okay. I played it all the way through.
Have you?
Basically at this point.
So
It's not a bad game.
yeah,
It's
I want to play it. I just
long.
haven't.
It's
I had a
long.
girl that I was in an apartment.
I don't like where this is going.
She like right after we were done, she immediately got up and went and started playing New World. And I guess that's how it feels, but like
He just started, and he felt bad.
It's like, damn, you're not even gonna cuddle or nothing.
Yeah.
so, I guess that's how it feels.
Like I
But
got
also
no
like
aftercare.
also like
And yet,
why a shitty game for that?
Aelstrom lives.
Okay, so on to the characters. King Aelstrom is played by none other than the former governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
I can never say his name right.
Scaevola is
Well, don't try, because if you mess up one
One
one vowel, it's bad.
Scaevola is played by Stephen Pacey. King Zima is played by Gabriel Luna. Erda is played by Arazu. What? Is that an actual?
Zima's aid, yeah.
Yeah.
We paused, we freeze framed on all of the actual
Yeah.
voice actors because there was no more than like I think 5
Yeah.
tops
6.
per 6 per episode. Yeah, there were not that many, but they would after the end of the episode they would have like the directors and stuff, and then
Yeah.
they would immediately pan to a black screen with all of the voice actors' names on it and who they played. So this is literally from the actual show itself,
Oh,
taken
it's
from
from
like,
the credits.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we watched most of the credits.
Zima's aide is played by Sana Hokju.
Hawkju, yeah.
Hoktua. Sorcerer.
That's
is,
actually what he said. He said hawk to it and sit on that thing. And I was like, oh, God.
Sorcerer is played by Carlo Rota. And then there's, to start off the episode, there's ships. Whole bunch.
Yep.
Ship's head looks like Harrison Ford,
Okay, so
according to Ashley.
to me, I was looking at the ship head and some of the freeze frame imagery that we were looking at because I was typing out stuff and whatnot, and I was trying to make it all like nice and pretty and stuff. As we were sitting on that freeze frame, the face on the front of the bow of the ship looked exactly like Harrison Ford. At at a weird angle, and I was like, "Is that Harrison Ford?" And he was like, "Absolutely fucking not." Did you guys notice that, or did you guys have the
I
same
didn't
thought?
see
No.
it. I'll have to rewatch
I
it.
wanted to know one of the voice actors because the name, now that I'm looking at it again,
Sound familiar?
sounded really familiar.
Is it Gabriel
Stephen
Luna?
Pacey.
No.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Nope, not by.
All right. Well, first thing I noticed when I was looking at this is he's the audiobook narrator for one of my favorite book series, which is The Blade Itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
he's the one who read those. So you've listened to part of it. You've read the
Yep.
book.
I've listened to all of it and
Oh.
read the books.
He's the one that read them, and he did a really good job. He was also on Black Myth Wukong,
What was he in Black Myth Wukong?
the Old Monkey, Man in Stone, Keeper of the
what
New
the
West.
Fuck, it's like the first guy you meet.
Exactly. And he's also in House of the Dragon.
Oh,
He played Lord Gunther Darklin.
Gunther Darkland.
It's one episode.
Was that the?
that's
was it-
probably in
was
the
it season
second.
2?
I think
Yeah.
it's second season in the Dragon Pit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the dragon?
that's
No,
definitely
Well,
Darkland.
it's second season because it was
Is he
in
the-
2024.
Is he the guy? No, I think he's the guy that's in the fort that
Yeah.
Rhaenys dies over. I think he's the.
I think. Yeah,
I think
maybe.
Darkland's
I think
the
you're right.
lord over that fort.
Either way, we're not talking
Yeah.
about that show right now.
Anyway, I just was saying, like,
sure.
Gotcha.
he is actually a notable voice actor that I know of. So,
Next up, he got dethroned so motherfucking quick from the ocean.
So motherfucking quick.
Yeah.
This is a quote from Ethan. We can add it to chaotically quotable. Arnie's voice acting leaves a lot to be desired, but because it's Arnie, it's entertaining. I can agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no emotion behind it.
no.
Nope.
It's
No,
very
but there
wooden.
never has been with Arnie. Even when it's
Never.
even in movies, like live action movies, when he's voicing, because we talked about this.
But it fits the character.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It does really fit the character.
absolutely.
Because I think the character was made for him anyway.
sure.
It looks, which I mean,
Yeah,
He's
I
like young Arnie.
even in his live action stuff, he doesn't emote vocally very well.
No.
It's all in his face.
Really, the only emotion that he can vocally emote is like anger.
yeah.
Well, it's from Terminator, right? So is like
I'm
he
saying-
didn't emote at all in
Yeah,
Terminator, and that's what he was
Kindergarten
known for.
Yeah.
And I think that was just him. It's not. It's not acting.
Yeah. It's not an acting problem. It's just,
It's just him.
I think as a person, the only emotion he has is smiling, because that's all you ever see him do.
yeah.
And yet, Aelstrom
Aelstrom
lives.
Surprisingly, because he would sink so quick with that armor.
Yeah. That
Well,
that
he
was
did.
that was something
Yeah, he was
that was
thinking-
something that I noticed. The guy that came after him was apparently tearing off of his armor, but
yeah,
I didn't
Kabbalah.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skoala was like literally, he does.
I
I'm like, oh,
didn't
no.
see it. I was like, he's gonna fucking die because it's so much armor.
And if you go back and you watch it, you can see him dive down. He's actually ripping the armor off of.
yeah, you made me. You rewinded it and made us watch it again so that I.
But he
could
was
see
wearing armor when he fell in the ocean. Mm-hmm.
it.
And yet,
He'd be and yet
Aelstrom
Aelstrom
lives.
lives.
There was one line that Aelstrom had that cracked me the fuck up. It's after he dies for the first time, and they both come back on the beach, and Aelstrom's sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, it's a shame you didn't lose your arm here, Skavala."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Imagine
that-
going
I was
through
like,
eternity with one arm.
I was like, "You're such a fucking asshole."
Well, I was waiting for Skoala to literally just stab him.
Oh, I was too.
I was like, that's the word.
It does have very smooth animation. This was one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all very well animated, but I think this was one of the best animated.
I would say they're all well animated.
Most of them.
Some of the
Some of them.
stylistic choices are rather rough to me.
Like which
Like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Pac-Man's rough, but I think it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah,
that they,
I think
We'll
it's
talk about
We'll
that.
talk about
It's a
that
bad
next
choice.
time on another episode. Of
colonial
Chaotically Nerdy.
colonialist king at its finest.
Yeah, just coming in and be like, I'm gonna fucking own this shit.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, okay, John Smith, calm down.
basically. Stabbity with the arrogant king's sword makes that advisor super dead.
Super dead.
Not just regular dead. Oh, but he did get wrecked law. This, I thought I wrote some fucking weird things whenever I made a script.
Nah.
If you didn't know anything about New World, it had to be alarming to see the obviously main character, who's voiced by Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously
Die so easily.
within like the first like minute of the show.
Well, I did go into this not knowing a lot. I've obviously watched you play New World, but
Yeah.
like for me personally, if I'm not playing the story, I'm not learning the lore. Unless somebody else is like walking me through the lore, I don't pick it up. But in this I was like, oh, okay. I know a little bit about it. I don't know
Well,
much about it, which
if
is
you
why the
haven't
notes
played
are
New World, the trick is that everybody who is there and is uncorrupted lives forever. If you die, you come back. If you die, you come back. So everyone who is there is there.
How does one get corruption? Kind of like,
Lore-wise, through despair, but you could also be corrupted directly by someone else who is corrupted or a demon, I guess. So
gotcha.
Blue Smoke Revival, which I didn't. I guess I missed that somehow.
that's just the magic.
Yeah, it was just magic.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I guess I just missed that there was blue smoke whenever he got revived.
His eyes glow blue, and there's a bunch of blue smoke and stuff coming up from the ground around him.
I don't remember that at all. Third person is a bit much, but the humor is hilarious. How he constantly refers to himself as Aelstrom, because yet
And
Aelstrom
yet,
lives. It was just funny that it was every single time he died.
And yet, Aelstrom lives.
Even death itself is humbled before my radiant majesty.
Yeah, that was a
That was
quote.
really good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Advisor No Hands is back, which is a great line. What's the bitch saying? Eternum, everyone is immortal here. That's what she was saying.
Well, he actually says, "What is the bitch saying?"
Yeah. Spawns on beach, yet Aelstrom lives.
Yeah.
And then it says typical PvP player because he just keeps going back in trying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
And it was funny that he started like changing his tactics even of like, okay, let's play chess.
Yeah.
Loses to that. Okay, let's do this. Loses to that. Arnie can't play chess either, or joust, or wrestle, or whatever that pole mace game is. If I would have looked, I would have seen that it said that.
Interesting.
And yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They jousted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you picked
If
up on
I
what I
figured
was
it out.
struggling with.
Yep.
And yet Aelstrom lives. How can that be?
The pole maze game is just that old like combat thing where they had to stand above the foam pit.
The
Yeah,
bugle
and then
sticks?
American Gladiator.
American Gladiator.
Yeah.
It's American Gladiator, but with an actual mace. I mean, it's
Yeah. Aelstrom has a massive ego, which is true.
Yeah.
Making deals with black shadowy demons on Candy Mountain. Selling body parts for power. Is that part of the game?
Oh, God, they took my kidney.
not for the player.
Okay.
You're fighting against the demons.
People that do that.
Yeah, and the Candy Mountain thing is I don't forget the name of the mountain, but you can see it from everywhere on Eternum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King is done with the King of Nothing's shit. Because Aelstrom's King of Nothing yet.
Yeah, because Arnie kept trying to take over the throne, and the king's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And then he finally gives up.
Yep.
And he starts doing the in-game. Or working on some of his professions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gives Aelstrom,
Skavala.
Skavala a dude bro handshake.
The dude bro handshake was so fucking stereotypical. I just sat
Well,
there
it's
and
an
I was
Arnie
like,
thing.
you
It's from
stupid.
it's from Predator.
Yeah. It's him
I
and Carl
know.
Weathers.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So, New World was rated a 7.4 as well as Sifu. And now we're going to talk about our ratings.
Ooh, excuse me, I just burped. 6, reroll. 3.
Ethan.
Oh, I really liked it, but I'm gonna have to rate it probably 7.5. Just because I understand the issues with it. They don't. I mean, they do. The thing is that they do a lot better explaining, how the world actually functions.
Yes. To be fair, this does give the
Then-
most exposition for lore of the game out of
Yes.
any of them.
It's just that even though I did like New World quite a bit, in some ways, there was a lot of cool stuff on there. Arnie's voice acting is not great.
No. It leaves much to be desired.
Yeah, and the story wasn't overly complicated, but it didn't need to be. It's just 7.5.
Yeah. You want to roll again, Ashley?
Well, yeah, sorry. 2.
The Aels.
Jarrett.
I will go 6.5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It works out. You rolled the 6, didn't you?
No, I rolled.
Oh, I thought you rolled the 6. The 6 was also laying on a 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess whenever you moved it, it got
Yeah,
on a 2.
I-
That's why I thought you rolled the 6.
No.
Also why it gave me a brain fart.
5.
That is Jaime.
I'd give it a 7.8. As has been known, I don't dislike a ton of things in like movies or TV, but that's just because I have fun with them. And if I have fun with it, I like it. Like I can pick a lot of things I like apart, but I had fun with it, so I can give it like a 7.8.
That's me. That's you.
That's me. A 7.81. Because I got to be slightly different than James.
That's fair.
I liked it. It just not a lot there. Like it's neat. It was like Jared said, had the most exposition. It was good, but
See, and I rated it actually a little bit higher because I can actually see a storyline from it. So I rated it an 8.73 because I can actually see it progressing into okay, he's settling down and maybe something happens where he has to become the hero that he needs to be. And I could see that storyline actually happening and going.
And yet,
Aelstrom
Aelstrom
lives.
lives.
see, I don't want it because that's going to be the running joke that he's going to say at least once an episode.
Probably. That was something
And
that
if
we
it
did
continues
notice.
with Aelstrom, there's
Yeah.
plenty of other people
There
on the
is.
turnip. So
I would take once an episode instead of 10 times in a
In 15
A
minutes,
single episode.
Yeah.
way too much.
it is a lot.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny, but near the end, I was kind of like, especially whenever he's just sacrificing himself and he knows that that's what he's doing, and he still wakes up and says it. I was like,
Part of it maybe
When it does
Arnie's
the
delivery,
montage. Yeah.
like just
Maybe.
like grating on me, like the just very flat delivery. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yep.
oh my god.
That's why I rated it so much low. It was just his flat delivery.
So maybe-
even though it's funny at times, it gets all real.
Yeah, so
quick.
if they do make a whole series out of it, maybe they'll get him in there for more than an hour.
Yeah.
maybe
And
they'll-
hopefully he
They're all
only
gonna
says it
afford
like
him
once
for
every
it.
3 episodes. And
Well, maybe they can give him
Aelstrom
like, hey,
lives.
let's give him some voice direction here.
maybe they'll give not have Arnie.
Maybe they'll promise to put him back in
actual voice
office.
All right, so that wraps up the second episode of our secret level grouping.
Yeah.
Or, well, first episode of the grouping, second secret level episode.
Yeah.
Correct.
Sure. We appreciate you guys listening. Use the link in the description to go to the Discord, and you can tell us all about how Aelstrom remains to live.
Yeah, we're gonna have several more episodes of Secret Level.
Yeah.
Hope you
Strap
like
in
it.
and strap on.
Oh, God.
Only if you're willing. Appreciate you listening.
Hinky.
Dude.
No thanks.